Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are breaking down how a massive, high-stakes $1 million competition transformed into the absolute ultimate tribute to internet history. Now, if you've been following internet culture at all, you already know the landscape has changed so much over the years. But it begs the question, who truly rules the old guard? Like, what actually happens when you take the pioneers, the people who literally laid the foundation for the entire creator economy, and pit them against each other in a massive arena? Well, we are going to unpack the crazy strategy, the heavy nostalgia, and the wild mechanics of a tournament unlike anything we've ever seen before.
Okay, let's just dive right into the sheer scale of this event. Just wrap your head around this for a second. 50 of the biggest legacy creators all gathered together inside one giant cube. Honestly, getting all of these iconic people in one room is a monumental logistical feat all on its own. And these aren't just any creators. These are the folks who basically ran the platform 15 years ago. Try to picture the icons you were subscribed to back in middle school or high school, the ones who were the biggest deal on the internet way before this current wave of megastars. Having them all in one place is just this incredibly powerful living representation of internet history.
And, they definitely weren't just there to hang out and catch up. They were going head-to-head to secure a staggering $1 million. But here is the absolutely crucial twist. The money isn't actually for them. The winner takes home that cool million specifically to give back to their subscribers. And honestly, that changes everything. It completely shifts the vibe from personal gain right over to community reward, which is the perfect setup for the absolute chaos that is about to unfold.
So here is our roadmap for the Gauntlet today. We'll be covering the ultimate creator reunion, reliving viral YouTube trends, observation and deception, the spicy poker face, the Minecraft grand finale, and finally, a 500 million subscriber milestone.
Let's start with Section 1, the ultimate creator reunion, a gathering of legends.
Right off the bat, you could tell this wasn't just a game. It was essentially a high-stakes high school reunion for these early pioneers. The energy in that room was just electric, totally filled with old inside jokes, memories of past collaborations, and the realization that some of them hadn't seen each other in years. Jimmy anchored the whole gathering with some real, genuine gratitude. He explicitly acknowledged that without these very people testing the waters, trying out weird new formats and building audiences from complete scratch, today's creator economy simply wouldn't exist. It was this really profound moment of respect, right before the ruthless eliminations began.
Because wow, the tension spiked immediately. They kicked things off with the ultimate game of chance. Identify which of 5 identical Lamborghinis was secretly made out of cake. The floor opened up, and the creators had to physically go stand on the spot matching the car they believed was real. If you picked the cake car, boom, you're instantly eliminated. I mean, think about it. With $1 million on the line for your fans, leaving your fate up to whether you can spot a pastry shaped like a sports car is incredibly stressful, and honestly, kind of ridiculous.
So competitors are desperately trying to apply logic to this impossible guessing game. They're frantically analyzing the window reflections, trying to spot the fake. And a few notice that car number 4 has these slightly dull windows that aren't reflecting the bright studio lights quite right. But when a few observant players step off spot 4 to get a closer look, absolute madness ensues. Other people ruthlessly steal their safe spots, trapping a whole massive group of creators on the cake car. And sure enough, when car 4 is sliced into, proving it is in fact cake, a huge chunk of internet legends is wiped out in a single instant.
Moving on to Section 2, reliving viral YouTube trends, the physical gauntlet.
So with the field narrowed down, pure luck is completely thrown out the window. The competition essentially turns into a living, breathing timeline of internet culture, where each round resurrects a defining trend from a specific era. Remaining creators were split up to land consecutive water bottle flips, a trend that literally used to get billions of views. The pressure was insane. You've got creators screaming advice like, "Don't under-rotate the bottle," while watching their own childhood heroes totally choke under the pressure. And right after that, a floor is lava challenge, but with a brutal twist. They were handcuffed in teams of 3, trying to cross the arena by scooting on these tiny circular pads without ever touching the ground.
Between the frantic bottle flipping and those agonizingly slow, handcuffed scoots across the lava, the creators actually took some moments to reflect on the explosive growth of the platform. You'd hear these guys marveling about how a subscriber count that used to make you the undisputed king of the internet is now just a drop in the bucket. The nostalgia was so palpable, especially when even YouTube co-founder Chad, the guy who literally helped code the site, was eliminated just for accidentally grazing his foot against the lava.
All right, Section 3, observation and deception, spotting the fakes.
At this point, brute force and physical agility get entirely replaced by intense observation and psychological gameplay. The Harlem Shake Challenge was an absolute masterclass in managing chaos. Imagine this. A giant curtain drops, revealing hundreds of numbered mannequins. Then the iconic Harlem Shake music blasts, and players have to spot microscopic movements hidden in this sea of decoys. Only 5 of them are actually breathing humans. And to survive, you have to be one of the first 15 people to punch those exact numbers into a keypad.
Now, what started as a nicely coordinated team effort to scan the room dissolved super fast into total survival of the fittest. The second someone successfully locked in a number, it turned into a ruthless game of screen cheating. People were literally sprinting to keypads to snipe answers like 42 and 104. Some players managed to sneak in copied answers right in the nick of time, but absolute legends of the vlogging and gaming space, like Casey Neistat, were eliminated simply because they couldn't type fast enough.
Next up, Section 4, the spicy poker face, a battle of wills. Down to the final 6, the sidemen stepped in to introduce this brutal 50-50 test of deception. Competitors paired up across a podium. One person had to eat a chip, either a totally normal one or a devastatingly hot one. Their opponent then had to guess which chick they ate based purely on their facial expressions. If the guesser is right, they move on. If they're wrong, the eater moves on. It became this intense battle of wits between some of the oldest, most seasoned veterans on the platform. And I've got to highlight the sheer willpower demonstrated here by Jelly, because it was unbelievable. He ate a chip rated over 2 million Scoville heat units. To put that into perspective, that is blindingly, painfully spicy. Yet, the guy maintained an absolute stone-cold poker face. No sweating, no crying, he didn't even reach for the glass of milk. By showing zero physical distress, he completely tricked cute girl hairstyles into guessing he ate the normal chip. He brilliantly secured his spot in the finale and left everyone watching completely speechless.
Section 5. The Minecraft Grand Finale, Returning to the Roots. For our final 3, Jelly, Ali, and Phil. It all came down to the one game that shaped countless online careers. The rules were simple, but the pressure was through the roof. They had exactly 1 hour and full access to building materials to frantically construct a Minecraft house. It just goes to show that under $1 million of pressure, even simple block building becomes incredibly stressful. And their strategies diverged wildly. Ali painstakingly focused on interior design for an intricate treehouse. Phil went full defense, hastily throwing up a massive, towering fortress. And Jelly? He went with this highly unorthodox, mysterious build that mostly resembled a giant, abstract tree. It left onlookers completely baffled as to what his actual endgame was.
But here is the most brilliant twist of fate in the whole event. The ultimate winner wouldn't be decided by an arbitrary timer or a referee or the host's preference. Instead, all the eliminated creators who had been resting over in a designated lounge were marched right back into the arena. They were given the power to cast the final votes. So to win that $1 million for their fans, the final 3 had to rely entirely on the subjective judgment and respect of the very peers they had just spent hours outlasting.
And finally, Section 6, a 500 million subscriber milestone, the real prize.
While the finalists were sweating it out waiting for that crucial vote, we really have to look at the real-world milestone that sparked this whole crazy thing. Like, why were all these specific people in the room to begin with? Well, Neil, the CEO of the platform himself, actually made an appearance, and his message perfectly grounded all the wild antics, the fake cake Lamborghinis, the incredibly spicy chips, the handcuffed jumping, into a genuine appreciation for the community. It's a great reminder that right behind all these viral stunts is a truly unprecedented level of global connection.
To commemorate a subscriber achievement that once seemed mathematically impossible, a beautifully crafted custom 500 million subscriber award was presented to Jimmy. And seeing that massive custom award really cements exactly why this specific group of 50 creators was gathered. They aren't just competitors for a video, they are the bedrock. They are the foundation of the culture that made a 500 million subscriber count achievable in the first place.
So as these final creators pledge to buy gaming consoles, or split the prize money directly among their fans, or host massive digital events for their communities, we realized something really profound. The Nostalgia Gauntlet was a brilliant spectacle, for sure, but the real legacy of this event isn't the final creator left standing on a Minecraft block. The ultimate winner is the audience that made all of this possible. So, what do you think will be the next massive milestone that brings this community together again?